They say that great things start with small beginnings, and it certainly has to be the case tonight for Kunlun Red Stars. They host Matvey Michkov and the Leopards of Sochi. Tonight at Matisha Arena, I'm going to be on the call for you tonight. My name is Andreas Sachenko. Welcome to the game, and it has to be a big one for the Dragons. At 12 points out of the playoff picture as of yet, but there's still 15 games remaining on the schedule, including 3 games against Sochi. One of them is tonight. And so far, Red Star have a perfect record. 3-0 this season against the Leopards, who are dead last in league standings pretty much for as long as anybody can remember. And most likely, it's going to be Sochi who's going to be left out of the playoffs officially as the first team this season. But it's a different Sochi team than you might expect. 4 games in a row for Sochi have been 1-goal decisions, and the dreadful losing streak that lasted for 21 games recently came to an end. It's still KHL record, a record nobody could be really proud of, but at least it has come to an end. Both teams are coming off losses in their last games. Kunlun Red Star was shut out by Lokomotiv at this very barn a few nights ago, 3-0. Loko scored 2 goals in the opening 40 minutes of play and then added an empty netter to seal the deal. And as for Sochi, they lost on the road in another Moscow region town to Vitas, but came really close to forcing overtime in that one. Fell behind 3-0 and then scored 2 goals in the third frame to make it a 1-goal game and fell just short. Sergei Popov is actually one of the heroes for Sochi. Has been one of them lately, as he has 4 points in the final 10 minutes of the past 4 games. So we're gonna have to be looking out for him tonight. As for the lineups, Sochi will have Mikhail Berdin facing Red Star for the first time this season. He's on loan from the Winnipeg Jets. Obviously, all eyes are going to be on Matvey Michkov tonight. A very highly touted rookie for the upcoming NHL draft. He has 6 points in 11 games so far since being loaned from SKA St. Petersburg to Sochi. Youngest player on Sochi in young franchise history of Sochi to have scored a goal. Obviously one of their youngest players to ever play in the KHL. He's just turned 18 a month ago in December. And in terms of points per game, he's actually right behind Ali Tolvin and Evgeny Kuznetsov, Vladimir Tarasenko, and Anton Slepich. A pretty decent company to have there. He's going to be wearing number 39 in white tonight. Playing on the second line with Dmitry Utkin and Dmitry Zavgorodny. Zavgorodny has 2 goals against Sochi, against Kunlun Red Star, obviously, excuse me there. This season, he's their top goal scorer for Sochi against Kunlun Red Star. No one has more goals than him. But then again, Sochi scored just 3 times against the Dragons this season in 3 games. This is game number 4 out of 6 between the 2 teams. And Kunlun Red Star has won all of the past 3. First game of the season was 3-1 back in December, then it was 5-2 in November, and right before Christmas, on December 23rd, Kunlun enjoyed a 3-0 win over Sochi. No major changes for Kunlun Red Star prior to the game, lineup-wise. Devin Broso probably is the biggest change for Greg Ireland's team tonight. He has been demoted to the fourth line, which has been completely revamped by the Canadian coach. Fan favorite Garrett Hunt is back in the lineup. Just recovered from an injury, his first game since late December. So he's going to be on the left wing with Devin Broso. Out of the lineup are Josh Nichols, Senyan Go, and Senyan Jan. They're all out of the lineup tonight. They were part of the force line in the game against Lokomotiv. Jean Densen is going to be on the right wing, playing along with Devin Brosso and Garrett Hunt, and that's the biggest changes that Greg Ireland made for tonight's matchup. As for Sochi, they also revamped their force line. Timur Hafizov, Nikita Feoktistov, and demoted Igor Babenko are going to be on the force line for Sochi, as rookie Dmitry Utkin, wearing number 15 and white, going to be centering Matvey Michkov's line, along with Dmitry Zavgorodnik, who's going to be playing on the left wing. And obviously in goal tonight for Kunlun Red Star, Jeremy Smith, who's back to missing the game against Lokomotiv. Matt Jerusik was in goal for the Dragons in that one. Allowed 2 goals. Jeremy Smith has played every single time against Sochi this season and won every single time, obviously, including 1 shutout win. Easy call for Greg Ireland there. Allowed just 3 goals, so his goals against average against the Leopards is exactly 1.0. Save percentage is 96-0. Decent numbers there for Jeremy Smith. Former best junior goalie in the United States. That was a long time ago. That was in 2007. PA announcer just announcing the starting lineups for the teams, and it looks like the puck is going to be dropped in 3 minutes. Now, as I've said, it has to be a big game tonight for the Dragons. 12 points out of the playoff picture, but they have 3 more games, including tonight's against Sochi. W's are not exactly guaranteed against this Sochi team, not anymore. But things kind of look bright for the Dragons. They have their chances, they just have to take them. Couple of milestones to announce, but I guess we're going to be coming back to it after the national anthems.
The national anthem of the Russian Federation. Звучит государственный гимн Китайской Народной Республики. Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of People's Republic of China.
All's good and ready for the puck drop here in Matishi, Moscow region. Kunlun Red Star taking on the Leopards of Sochi. 4th meeting of the season out of 6 between the two. The Dragons have won 7 in a row against the Leopards. And Jeremy Smith, who's kicking blue for the Dragons tonight, has 7 career starts against Sochi, 6 wins, incredible numbers this season as well. Goals against average in 3 games, 1-0, .96 save percentage, and he's certainly looking to build on that tonight. Across the ice for him, Mikhail Burden on loan from the Winnipeg Jets. Fun fact, Andrew Zuzin, former NHLer and one of the assistant coaches for Sochi this season, is his stepfather. A fact that I just learned today, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. Starting lineup for the Dragons is going to be Lucas Lockhart, who just played his 300th career game in the K. This is his game number 301 for number 20 in the middle of the ice, and he's going to be paired by Parker Fu and Tomasz Jurchow. Doyle Somerby and Vincent Laverde is the first defensive pairing for the Dragons. And across the ice from them, top line for Sochi, Sergei Popov, Artem Nikolaev, Amir Guraev, and a pair of defensemen, Joe Morrow, along with rookie Fyodor Krashinsky. And the Leopards take the first draw of the game. Going to start the play up the left wing. It's in the neutral zone, intercepted by the Dragons. They're going to start the rush. Simple chip into the zone. Going to try to set the play, and backhand shot early on, and the stoppage of play. 17 seconds in. Ready shot on net by Parker Fu. And if you're a Dragons fan or a Sochi fan in that fact, here's the guy you want to be on the lookout for. He has two goal performances against Sochi this season. Scored a pair in the first game and then another pair back in December. Sochi on the breakout. It's a 2-on-2. Up the left wing, and a shot, easy save made by Jeremy Smith there, and he's gonna hold on for the stoppage of play. Faceoff is gonna take place in the Dragon zone. That's Dmitry Utkin, one of their best rookies of the year. Played in the Junior Hockey League All-Star game earlier this season, back in early December in Chelyabinsk. Certainly turned quite a few heads since joining Sochi from Kapitan Stupino this year. Looks like the kid has a bright future ahead of him if he's gonna continue playing like that. Sochi with possession in the neutral zone, and now it's Corey Kane who picks up a bad pass at the blue line. He's gonna reset the play, playing it back to his defensive zone. Kyle Wood gets the pass. Plays it up the right wing, and the puck is in the zone. It's Brandon Yip who chipped it in there. Sochi on the breakout once again. No trouble there. Up the right wing, but there's nobody there because Sochi were on the line change. Back behind the net, Kyle Wood calls for the puck. Not going to get it because there's a lot of wide ice right in the middle of the ice. Stretch pass doesn't quite connect, but maybe on the wraparound. Doesn't quite go there, couldn't wrap it around the net. Dragons with possession in the offensive zone. Now it's Ryan Sproul taking a shot. It's behind the net now. It looks like Sochi can break out once again. No, it's Ryan Sproul who keeps it back into the zone. Lots of time and space at the left wing, and only now Sochi could have exited the zone, but it didn't happen. Now an up-man rush developing the other way. A shot, and Jeremy Smith gets in the way. Rebound collected by Sochi once again. And they're going to try to reset the play as Dragons are changing on the fly. Ryan Sproul across the rim, back to his bench. Kept in the zone by Sochi. They're changing on the fly as well. Trying to set up in the offensive zone, and the puck leaves the game area. Goes up into the net, and that's why we get another stoppage of play. 2 minutes in, just over 2 minutes into the game. Igor Babenko and Nikita Feoktistov are on the ice for Sochi. Their fourth line, which, as I've said, has been entirely revamped for this game. Nikita Feoktistov has obviously began the season under the tenure of Andrei Nazarov as Sochi captain, but he has been stripped of his captaincy just recently. Now it's Donat Stalnov who's the captain for the Leopards. Igor Babenko, a former WHLer who played with Tyler Wan on the Lethbridge Hurricanes. Played with Matvey Michkov on the second line last game. Has been demoted by Sergei Svetlov. The Dragons battle for the puck behind the net in the offensive zone, trying to keep it in, and they do. Hard hit and right in the corner there, and Sochi get the possession. Keep it out of the zone, in the neutral zone, but couldn't hold on to it. Laverde across the ice for his teammate. Back to Laverde, lots of wide ice in front of him. He's skating over the line, plays it to the middle of the ice. Couldn't quite connect with his buddy there. And now Sochi coming back the other way. Backdoor doesn't quite work. Jeremy Smith gets in the lane. And now it's Lucas Lockhart. 3-on-2 developing for the Dragons here. They chip it into the zone. Birding comes out to play it in the trap zone. And Sochi will exit the zone. No real trouble there for Sergei Svedlov's man. Amir Garayev is skating for the bench. Changing on the fly. Joe Morrow with the puck. Chips it towards the net, and Jeremy Smith will hold on. And the faceoff will take place to his right. Kunlun's top line has been nothing but fire against Sochi this season, as I've already said. Parker Fu has 4 tallies against the Leopards. Lockhart has a couple of assists, and Tomasz Jurczyk has 3 assists against Sochi this season. He's also on a point streak. Has been pretty good in the past 5 games for the Dragons. 3 goals and 3 assists. Zavgorodny playing it to Utkin. Utkin still holds on to the puck, plays it to the point. Shot on net, goes wide. And now it goes the other way. Chelios chips it around the rim. Burden won't come out to play it. Sochi begin their rush. Nice pass up the blue line, but couldn't hold on to it. Now Chelios across the ice up the left wing. Clifford Pook couldn't hold on to the puck. Now Sochi with a chance to take a shot on net. It goes backdoor. Couldn't quite connect with his with Dmitry Utkin there. It was going to be offside, so had to stay out of the line. Clifford Pook clears it to the neutral zone, changing on the fly for Kunlun Red Star. He'll try to hold on to the puck in the offensive end. Kyle Wood finds himself deep in the offensive territory. And now Jeremy Smith makes a sign to the official. That's going to be icing cold on Sochi. And as for officials for tonight's game, it's Anton Goffman and Maxim Sidorenko, who are going to be helped out by a pair of linesmen, Daniil Zakharov and Alexander Sisuev. Colin Campbell, recent addition to this Red Star team, is going to take the draw in the offensive territory. Just scored his first career KHL goal for Red Star against Spartak. But Kunlun Red Star fell just short in this one, losing 2-3. Kyle Wood back in his defensive territory to pick up the puck, corrals the puck. It's pressured by Sochi, but makes a nice pass up the middle of the ice. Clifford Pook couldn't quite connect there. And the puck goes out of play. Faceoff is going to take place just outside of Sochi territory. So far, neither of both teams have been able to really take control of the game and impose their will. Pretty evenly matched first 5 minutes of their opening period. Brosso wins the draw. And it goes back into Red Star territory. Up the right wing. He's got nice chance developing for Kunlun Red Star. Shot taken, and it goes high into the corner. 1-0 Kunlun Red Star. What a shot by Damon Brosso. Way to make yourself noticeable to your head coach after being demoted to the fourth line. Barely 5 minutes into the game, Damon Brosso with a snipe top shelf. Great assist by San-Jan, and a better shot. No chance for Mikhail Burden, goes high on the blocker side. Devin Brosso, his 11th goal of the season. And he's now third in goal scoring department on Kunlun Red Star. And the Dragons are just gonna keep pressuring on because they sent out their top line. Lucas Lockhart is gonna be taking the draw against Amir Gurayev. Decent start for the Dragons. Ryan Sproul battling for the puck in the corner. Amir Gurayev comes up with it. Loses possession, and now a 3-on-2 developing for Kunlun Red Star, but they lose the puck on the breakout. Could have turned badly for them, as there was one Sochi player left behind the enemy lines. I believe it was Amir Gurayev, who was just battling for the puck and couldn't quite exit the zone on time. Could have worked in his favor there. And we got our first commercial break in this one. Now, as I've said, rookie Fyodor Krashinsky was promoted to the top defensive pairing on Sochi. He replaced Nikita Pivtsakin, the 2011 World Junior Champion, who's out of the lineup after the loss to Vitas a couple nights ago. Oleg Romashko, goaltending coach for Sochi, on the bench, was just in the close-up. Jeremy Smith keeping his shutout streak against Sochi going so far. And obviously Greg Ireland in his first KHL season. Orangeville, Ontario native. Second line on the ice for the Red Star. Second line on the ice for Sochi as well. Morrow, Michkov taking a shot from behind the goal line. No surprises there. He just set a franchise record in single game shots on net with 10 a couple games ago. Brandon Eep, Captain China, with the puck on the right wing, and Vincent Laverde is firing it up from the point when high and above the net. Otkin receives the puck at the left wing. Nice pass. And a shot by Dmitry Zavgorodny was blocked twice, in fact. Didn't make its way to Jeremy Smith there. Clifford Pooh plays it back to Summerby, former Boston University captain. Both teams are changing on the fly. Chris Challis, obviously not Chris Challis, Jack Challis, his son, is going to take his time. Now stretch pass at the middle of the ice. And he's going to keep the puck in the offensive zone for Kunlun Red Star. It's chipped towards the net, and Burton, I believe, had a piece of it. Colin Campbell is battling for the puck there. Back to the point it goes. But the Dragons couldn't quite put it on net, and now it's Sochi who dumping the puck in. Jeremy Smith didn't have enough time to come out and play the puck. Sochi with a chance to take a shot. And it doesn't quite work, but they keep possession in the offensive zone. Putting it on net, and Jeremy Smith makes himself look big there. Huge save for the Dragons netminder. Towards the net, and now Jeremy Smith is going to melt it into the blue paint to make a stoppage of play. There's a birthday boy on Sochi tonight, and it was just on the ice, wearing number 13, another former Ontario Hockey League forward with Ottawa 67s, Arthur Kunlun, has just turned 26. First, it's going to take place inside Red Star territory. Nikita Feoktistov chasing the puck behind the net. Kyle Wood plays it to his teammate there. Kyle Wood is back in possession. To Zessen. Zessen into the neutral zone. Broso up ahead. Doesn't quite work, and now Bergen is taking control of the situation. Dragons on the forecheck, but couldn't steal the puck. Garrett Hunt is all over their offensive zone right now, but couldn't collect the puck, and now Sochi in over the blue line on the right wing. Nice dangle by Babenko and pass to the slot, doesn't quite work, and now the Dragons will try to exit the zone. They chip it into the neutral zone. Devin Brosso is the only man standing on the ice as the Dragons are changing on the fly. Tomasz Jurcha on the forecheck. Forces his opponent to play behind the net. Jurcha again with the presence. Lockhart dumps the puck in. Jurcha is looking to collect the puck at the left wall. Doesn't quite work, and Sochi have a lot of time to exit the zone. They pick not the best decision. The pass is intercepted, but Tomasz Jurcha is caught offside. Speaking of old pals, Tomasz Jurcha and Brandon Gormley on Sochi are quite familiar with each other. There's Gormley on his screen right now. They used to play in Quebec Major Junior Hockey League and the 2012 Memorial Cup. Gormley was with the Shawinigan Cataracts, eliminating reigning champs back at the time, St. John Sea Dogs, and going all the way to win the cup. What a story there. Another milestone that we should probably discuss is actually an incredible number. Yuri Alexandrov, a former Boston Bruins pick, way back in the day, is playing his 700th career KHL game tonight, regular season and postseason combined. Clifford Poole loses the draw. Captain Brandon Yip tried to tangle up his opponent in the corner. It didn't quite work, and now Sochi in over the blue line. There you go, dump the puck in. And changing on the fly. Dmitry Utkin just went for the change. Freshman on the ice for Sochi. Clifford Poole plays it to the slot area. And now Ryan Sproul chases the puck. Nice saucer pass there. Clifford Poole slams on his brakes. Plays it around the rim for Brandon Yip. Brandon Yip plays it back to Poole in the slot. Couldn't quite connect there. And now it's Ryan Sproul who's going to corral the puck in his defensive zone. Skates to the safety of the area behind his net. Leaves it for his teammate there and goes for a change. Tyler Wan. He's one of the fresh players in red jerseys. He's picking up some steam down the right wing, and that's where the puck goes. Tyler Wan battles for it and leaves it for his teammate. Goes back to the point. Laverde. Skate past midpoint, plays it back to Colin Campbell. And now Tyler Wan in the corner. He gets slammed into the corner, but gets up on his feet quickly, passes it to the slot. Clifford Poole scores! What a play by Tyler Wan. Excuse me, it was German Tachilkin, I believe, who scored his second career KHL goal. Thought for a second it was Clifford Poole, but it's not 63, it's 33. That scores for Red Star, who couldn't care less. What a play by Tyler Wan to play like that into the slot area, and German Tachilkin finishes it off for his second career KHL goal. Just chips it over the pad of Mikhail Burden, and just like that, Red Star up 2-0. German Tachilkin is on loan from Spartak. Recently joined one of the recent additions to this Kunlun team. Scored an absolute beauty for his first career KHL goal on the wraparound against Severstal. Now his second, which comes at a very opportune time for Red Star as they take a 2-0 lead midway through the first period. Sochi with possession in the offensive end. Babenko behind the area, tries to play it to the slot, doesn't quite work. And now it's Zesen. Peels away from his opponent, makes a cross-ice pass to create some space for his teammates. Kyle Wood skates to the red line, skates in over the blue line, and taking a shot right in the midsection of Mikhail Burden, who will hold on. And we're going to have another face-off in the Leopards' territory. Quite a start for the Dragons here. Kyle Wood meets no adversary on his way into the zone. Tries his luck. He's got quite a shot. Probably wrist shot is not his usual option, his go-to shot. He's more of a slapper guy. But any shot is a good shot, as a lot of Hall of Famers will tell you. Nikolaev plays it to the middle of the ice for Garayev, and it's battled off by Jeremy Smith with his blocker. Sochi still in possession. Nikolaev plays it around the rim for Garayev. Back to the high slot, and now a shot from Krashinsky. It doesn't quite go past Jeremy Smith. Makes himself look big once again. And now it's Lucas Lockhart who will battle for the puck down the right wing. The Dragons are changing on the fly. Lockhart to the middle of the ice for Parker Fu. Couldn't quite connect. Back to the point it goes for Kyle Wood. Falls to his knees, but keeps the puck in the zone for a few seconds at least. Giving his team some time. Garayev peels off his defenseman. Plays back to the neutral zone. Michkov on the ice, but without the puck. Jeremy Smith plays it behind the trapezoid, tries to go high around the rim, and the Dragons will exit the zone. Now Wood with the slapper, and Burden fights it off. Michkov calls for the puck, doesn't get it. It's Zavgorodny who has it at the left wing. Looks up, plays it to the corner for Michkov. Doesn't connect, and now it's the Dragons going back the other way, trying to get through the middle of the ice, and they lose possession of the puck. Clifford Pooh tries to battle for it at the blue line. Sochi trying to take a shot in the offensive zone. It's blocked. Clifford Pooh twists and turns and goes for the line change. 7 minutes and 15 seconds remaining to play in the opening period, and the Dragons are on the rush. They chip it into the offensive zone. I believe it was chipped on its way in. Taylor Wan with a nice move back to the point. Laverde around the rim, back again. It's put on net, but goes way wide. And now pass to the high slotting. Great chance wasted, probably. It's a good thing the Dragons still lead 2-0. You don't want to be haunted by that one. And now it's the Leopards playing the puck up the left wing. Curling in the left corner to Nuland, back to the point. Shot on that taken and goes wide. Michkov, or rather, Donat Stalnov was battling for the puck. Sochi captain. And looks like we're going to get our first penalty of the night, and it's going to be for tripping. Taylor Wan fell down, and Donat Stalnov was the cause of that. A can opener, as they call the move. Donat Stalnov will sit in the sin bin for 2. And that means the Dragons will see their first power play of the night. They have been good. They have been good overall, and even better in the last 5. Overall, Kunlun number is on 19.5 on the season, which is good for 10th place in the league, right in the middle of the pack. And in the past 5, it has been 23% exactly. Now, as for Sochi, they're dead last when it comes to penalty killing in the league, obviously. But they have been somewhat better, improving from their overall total 74.6 to 86.6. Gaining 12 points there on the dot. Pretty decent numbers. Brandon Eve plays it back to the point. Leslie and Clifford Pooh picks up the puck, or rather trying to pick up the puck behind the net. Jurcho playing it back to Leslie. Brandon Eve is going to be a little bit too slow, and Sochi are going to clear the puck and change on the fly. Quick change for the Leopards there. Now Zach Leslie, he's known for this kind of stuff, dangling his way into the zone, playing it to Clifford Pooh, and the Dragons are in the zone, taking a shot, and Mikhail Burden has to come across to make a huge stop. Tomasz Jurčić with the shot. 2011 Memorial Cup champ. He used to play on the same line with Stanislav Galiev. He's now a member of Akbars, also of the KHL. Cliff Poo, Brandon Eep, still out there for the Dragons, who will take the draw. Zach Lasley walks the line, goes D to D, calls for the puck, goes for the shot. Burden makes the stop. And now Lasley back in possession at the point. Brandon Eep couldn't hold on to the puck, and the Dragons will have to reset. Lasley taking another shot on net, and I believe it hits Clifford Poo in front. Jurčić playing it back to the point. Zach Lasley to Captain Brandon Eep, across the ice to Tomasz Jurčić. Tomasz Jurčić has his head up, looks at his chances, plays it back to the point for Zach Lasley, who puts it on net, and it's in the back of the net. Might have been tipped by Clifford Poo, or if not, it's going to be Zach Lasley's goal. 3-0 Red Star. Looks like it's going to be Zach Lasley's goal, and if that's the case, that's going to be his 8th of the season, 32nd point of the year. And that gives Red Star a commanding 3-0 lead late in the first period. Zach Lasley joined the team this offseason. Former KHL champion with the Guelph Storm. Played quite a few seasons down in the American Hockey League. Has been a very good addition to this Red Star team, who sent out their force line. That force line already has a goal in this period. Devin Brosso is the goal scorer. Zesan plays it to Sproul, and the Dragons take the draw. Devin Brosso is chasing puck in the left corner. Zesan is going to come out to help him out. And looks like we're going to have another... Looks like it's going to be a penalty, or... Indeed it is. It's going to be a tripping call. And it's going to go against the Dragons. So now we're going to see Sochi on the power play. Now Sochi might be dead last when it comes to power play percentage. No real surprise there. 22nd in the league, 11.7 are the numbers for their power play unit, but they have been good in the past 5 games, converting on 20% of their chances. They're 3 for 15 in the past 15 games, and they get to work late in the opening period. Red Star dumped the puck out of the zone, and Sochi will have to begin the rush all the way from down the other end of the ice. Summerby keeps it at the red line, and Sochi will have to regroup. Kunlun plays it to Garayev up the middle of the ice. There you go. Popov back to Garayev. Kunlun, the birthday boy, battling for the puck in the corner. Summerby trying to clear it off the left wing, and they do, and it looks like a breakaway chance developing. Lucas Lockhart in on a break! Shoots another shot, and looks like it's going to be a penalty shot. Mikhail Burden fought it off, but we're going to get a penalty shot. Lucas Lockhart, who leads Red Star in career games, playing his 301st game tonight, has a chance to improve the lead on the penalty shot. With just 4 minutes remaining to play in the first period. Let's see what it does there. Skates to his right. Not a lot of speed. Goes glove side, but it doesn't quite make it into the back of the net. Nice attempt made by Lucas Lockhart, but it's still a 3-0 game. At least that's good for Sochi. But faceoff is going to take place right inside their zone. Oh well. They still have a commanding 3-0 lead. Just over a minute remaining on this power play for Sochi. Morrow has the puck and is gonna skate out of the zone with it. The neutral zone, skates in over the blue line. Morrow goes for the dangle and trying to get to the net, but doesn't quite work. Now Sprawl can't handle the puck. Remains in the offensive zone for Sochi. Zavgorodny to Babanko. Babanko doesn't have a line for a shot or a pass, so he plays it back to Morrow across the ice for Babanko, and it's intercepted and easily dumped out by the Dragons. Colin Campbell with the dump out. Morrow picks up the puck back in his defensive end again. Drops it for his teammate, and that's where it stops. 20 seconds remains. 20 seconds remaining on this power play for Sochi. Still enough time to go for one final rush, which they do. Now Michkov is battling with Ryan Sprawl in the middle of the ice behind the play. No call is made there. And Kunlun killed the penalty off. Sochi are 0 for 1 in this one. Tyler Wong battles for the puck at center ice. Couldn't quite handle it. Sochi with possession. Dumping the puck in. Timur Hafizov tried to create a play. Didn't work. Tyler Wong plays it up front. And it's now behind the net. Zach Leslie is waiting for the pass at the point. Doesn't get the puck, but now they play it back to Tyler Wong, it seems, at midpoint, and they go for the shot. Missing the net wide. Tyler Wong with a lot of wide ice in front of him and trying to feed Leslie at back door. Doesn't connect. 5 players on the ice for Sochi, but only 4 of them have sticks, which creates an advantage for the Dragons. Braden Yip around the rim. The Dragons still in possession in the offensive zone. They put it on net, and now it's in the corner. Captain Braden Yip back to the point. Nice move by Chelios. Back to Yip, back to Chelios. Chelios goes D to D. This 5-man unit has been on the ice for Sochi for a long time out there, and only now kicking the puck out of the zone. The 5 tired men go for a change. Yurcho in over the blue line, skates to his left, pass it to Chelios. Chelios back to the point to Yurcho, who's puts it on net. I think he was deflected on its way to the net, and now Garayev will skate out with it through the neutral zone, dumps the puck in, battles for it behind the net. We're in the last minute of play in the first period. Kunlun Red Stars still lead 3-0, but it's Sochi with possession in the offensive zone, playing it off their half wall. Smith had to make a save there. Morrow closes out the zone, plays it to the half wall, calls back to the puck. Sergei Popov taking a shot, and Jeremy Smith makes it look easy with the glove save. 39 ticks remaining in the opening period. Sochi will have an offensive zone face-off, and they will certainly look to set up a play and take a shot right before the time runs out. Artur Tinulin is on the ice. It's his line out there, along with captain Donat Stalnov and Danila Vershin. Second line is out there for Kunlun Red Star, and they take the draw. Summerby behind the net, plays it up the left wing to the middle of the ice. Colin Campbell, and we get a whistle. I believe it's for high stick. Matvey Michkov is making his way onto the ice. A hot shooter. And they're gonna need him big if they want to make something happen in the remaining 30 seconds of play in the opening period. So it wasn't just a high stick that leads to nothing, and leads to to a power play for Sochi. German Tachilkin, one of the goal scorers tonight, is in the box. Babenko, Stalnov, Michkov are on the ice for Sochi. Colin Campbell wins the draw, key draw. And the Dragons clear the puck out. Probably the final rush for Sochi as they make their way into the offensive zone. Kyle Wood battles for the puck in the corner. Now everybody joins in there. Babenko tries to put it on net. It's a pass to the back door, and a dangerous play was developing there for Sochi. Wormley was taking a shot from the point, and the horn goes off. What a performance by the Dragons in the opening period of play as they take a 3-0 lead with a power play goal on top of that. It's not over till it's over, but at least Kunlun are taking one step in the right direction. 15 games remaining in the regular season, including this one. They will need a small miracle to make the playoffs, obviously, this season, but one game at a time, as they say. And when we will come back, Sochi will still have 90 seconds of power play, looking to turn it around. Best case scenario for Sochi, in fact. That's an advantage you want to start off a comeback with. As it stands now, 3-0 is the lead for Sochi. Clifford Poo was credited actually with the goal, so it wasn't Zach Leslie's. Cliff Poo gets a power play goal with the tip, and German Tachilkin gets his second career goal to double the lead, and it all started 5 minutes in by Devin Broso, who scored his 11th of the season. Let's take another look at what we just saw in the opening period, including the opening draw. Dmitry Utkin taking the first shot of the game. It was easily stopped by Jeremy Smith. Wraparound attempt doesn't quite work there for German Tachilkin. Sproul puts the puck on net. And the battle for it doesn't quite work, but then everything starts clicking for the Dragons. As the game spilled over the 5th minute, Devin Broso, who's demoted to the 4th line, got a nice pass from St. John. His first career assist, in fact, was on that play, and Doyle Somerby picked up the secondary assist on that play. Here's the play. What a shot by Devin Broso. Top cheese. No chance for Burden. Always great to see a snipe like that. And 5 minutes later, it was German Tachilkin who doubled the lead for the Dragons. Vincent Laverde and Tyler Wong picked up assists on that one, especially Tyler Wong, because he was on the ice for a long time on that play. Really made it happen. That's the play. Tyler Wong to the back door, and German Tachilkin finishes it off. Nice touchdown, though, to elevate the puck over the pad. And that gives the Dragons a 2-0 lead. A shot by Kyle Wood in the midsection of Mikhail Burden. And a couple of minutes later, as Kunlun got their first power play opportunity of the night, it was Zach Leslie who put the puck on net. And as it turns out, it was Cliff Poo, a former London Knight, who got his lumber on it and got credited with another goal. He's been on fire, actually, in the past 5 games, scoring a hat-trick against Minsk, his first career hat-trick, and picking up 5 points in as many games coming into this one. All good for Red Star after 20 minutes of play. 18 shots on net against 9. 11-10 are the face-ups in the favor of the Dragon. And the only thing that was that seemed to work for Sochi were the hits, 9-3 advantage there. And obviously the Dragons lead the game 4-0 when it comes to takeaways, and they can even afford not to score on the penalty shot, as you just seen there. But Lucas Lockhart could not complete a great play with the cherry on top. We'll be back in less than 15 minutes, so don't go anywhere. 3-0 lead for Kunlun Red Star, and still 40 minutes to play. At least 40 minutes to play are ahead of us. And at this place, it's going to be a night to remember for the Dragons fans.
Всем привет, всем привет, всем привет, всем привет, всем привет. Всем привет, как вы все уже знаете, через несколько дней Новый год, и мы хотим от вам старт, мы подарки детям. И сейчас мы находимся в торговом центре и будем этим заниматься.
Ran to the hospital to play some ball hockey, deliver some presents for some kids. For me, Christmas is about family and the opportunity to help the less fortunate and be able to show support for people all around the world and spend time with people that matter.
just my dreams for me. All I learned is instant history. Is this how the surface will break, releasing the pressure, the horrors that await, hell and the fury like a human born. It's only real, you can't replace it, and now I'm losing all control. Why do I fear it? This is the sound that we
сделать далекое близким, пройти новыми тропами, подняться на новые вершины, приплыть к новым берегам, окунуться в новые впечатления и поделиться ими со всем миром. Дальний Восток — земля приключений. Отправляйся в свое уникальное путешествие на Сахалин, Камчатку, Приморье или любое другое место на Дальнем Востоке. Неважно, какой маршрут ты выберешь, Дальний Восток будет становиться все ближе. Прими участие в конкурсе на лучшее путешествие по Дальнему Востоку и выиграй 3 миллиона рублей. Условия конкурса, сроки и регистрация для участия на путешественник.dv.rf.
километры живописного пути впереди. И кажется, все под контролем на 100%. Но никогда не предугадать, что ждет за поворотом. Ежедневно мы анализируем большое количество данных, чтобы предлагать персональные условия посадок для вашего комфортного пути и наслаждения каждой поездкой. Сагаз. Страховая группа для всей страны.
You hold the line when every one of them is giving up and giving in. Tell me, in this house of mine, nothing ever comes without a consequence. And cause tell me, will the stars align? Will heaven stay with me when I say the wrong thing with it? This house of mine, stay strong. That's the price you pay.
Welcome back to Matishia. We're here for the second period of the game between Kunlun, Red Star, and Sochi. After 20 minutes of play, it's the Dragons who have a 3-0 lead on goals by Devin Brosso, German Tachilkin, and a power play marker by Clifford Pooh. The Dragons have allowed 3 goals in 2 consecutive games coming into this one, but they haven't allowed 1, and their big guns have been silent so far. No points for Brandon Eep, who has been silent for 3 games so far. He had a 3 assist night on January 11th, and since then, no points for Captain China. Bound to come to an end, pretty sure of that. As for Sochi, at least they have a power play to start the period off. German Tachilkin is going to be in the box for 90 more seconds for high sticking. Minor he picked up late in the opening period. Jeremy Smith, who continues to shine against the Leopards this season. And it looks like we got a goalie change for Sochi. Mikhail Berden goes out, gets the hook, and it's Maxim Tretyak who comes out for the remaining 40 or so, it would seem. The Dragons take the opening draw of the second period, and they will dump the puck out. Best case scenario for them, really, to start the second period shorthanded. Sochi coming in with the speed across the ice for Popov. Popov to Morrow. Morrow plays it to the corner. And now to Newell and back to Popov. Popov is looking at his options. Playing it back to Morrow. Morrow is going to drive it hard on net, and it's blocked fiercely by Summerby, it would seem. Hard to make out number from where we're positioned. Morrow taking puck out of the zone, playing it to Zavgorodny. Zavgorodny dangles across the blue line. Sochi is setting up in the offensive zone, still on a power play. 30 seconds remaining on this man advantage for Sochi, taking a shot, and Jeremy Smith fights it off. And now the Dragons will clear it down the other end of the ice. 20 seconds remains on this power play for Sochi. Second of the night for the Leopards. Came up empty on their first attempts. Zavgorodny tried to dance his way into the zone once again. Didn't work. Brandon Gormley is harassed by Thomas Yurcha. Or rather Clifford Pooh. Who is still engaging with their position. Power play ends for Sochi. They're 0 for 2. German Tachilkin, check out of the box. Called for the puck, but didn't get it. And now Sochi will dump the puck in. They have their close bench to the offensive zone in for the second period. Jeremy Smith scrambles down in the blue pen looking for the puck, and now the whistle goes and the play is stopped. Just under 2 minutes played in the second period. Sochi came up empty on their power play attempt, second power play attempt of the night. And Kunlun Red Star still very much in command as Cliff Pooh, former London Knight. Looks like he's going to remain on the ice. as the Dragons send out some fresh troops. And it's going to be the second line for the Dragons. They're going to stay on this play. Corey King, Captain Brandon Yeep, and Cliff Poo. Sochi deep in the offensive zone. The Dragons trying to get the puck to the neutral zone. Now, what a pass by Brandon Yeep between the legs to create the play, but the Dragons had to come back all the way down to their defensive territory. Now they're back in the offensive zone. Playing to the middle, and it's tap in, and Maxim Triatic has to make a pad save to keep the puck out. Now Sochi trying to play it to the middle of the ice. Nice defensive play by Zach Leslie there. Cliff Poo battles for the puck. He's been on the ice for a long time. Krasinski taking a shot on net and goes up into the glass, but stays in play. Krasinski with another slammer, and this one goes wide of the net. Brandon Yeep trying to clear the puck out of the zone. 1 2-minute moves there by the captain. And now it's Laverde off the wall to Leslie, trying to clear it up the left wing, or right wing rather. Didn't work, and Berth the boy Artem to Kunlun kept it in. Now a hard drive on net, which whistles wide. Kunlun battles with the puck in the corner with Vincent Laverde. Cliff Poo still out there. He has to be out there for at least 2 minutes, making a play down the middle of the ice, and looks like he's going to join the rush too. Guides the puck over the blue line, and only now goes for the change. A really long shift for the former London Knight there. Thomas Yurcho playing it to Summerby. D to D to Kyle Wood. Stretch pass, and now Thomas Yurcho in alone, taking a shot, and it whistles wide of the net. Trying to beat Maxim Triatic on the glove side. Doesn't quite go in. Now Fu and Lucas Lockhart are out there for the Dragons. Sochi exit the zone, skating down the left wing, slamming on his brakes. And now a shot by Artur Nikolaev, and it's blocked. Alexandra putting the puck on net. It gets blocked once again. Thomas Yurcho will chip the puck in and go for the line change. Looks like Sochi really picked up the pace in the second period. And that creates a lot of breakaway chances for the Dragons. Bold move. We'll see if it pays out, as they say in the famous movie. Now Garrett Hunt takes a shot, and it's right in the bread basket of Maxim Tretiak. Garrett Hunt. First game in 2023 for the fan favorite. Has been sidelined, was sidelined with an injury rather. Force line is making their way out on the ice for the Dragons. Zassan, who already picked up his first career assist in the opening frame, is going to take his place to the left of Devin Brosso, who has the first goal of the game. Brosso wins the draw against Dmitry Utkin. Chelos puts it on net, and Tretiak has to make a save. It's in his glove. And another draw will take place to his right. Chelos has been hot in the past 5 games. He has 6 assists, no goals. Still pretty decent for number 7 in the red. Garrett Hunt, Devin Brosso, and Zessan are there for the Dragons. Sochi will skate it out, play it to the right wing, and dump it in around the rim. They tried at least, but the whistle goes as the puck exited gameplay area. And we will have another draw, which will take place right outside of the Dragon zone. Dmitry Utkin is going to take the draw for the Leopards, the hot rookie. Looks like he's out there with not his usual teammates. Sergei Svetlov is clearly shuffling his lines, trying to create a spark and make something happen as the Dragons control the puck in the offensive territory. Chelios is cruising down low, waiting for a pass. Never happened. Cross-eyes feed and a shot, and Maxim Tretiak comes across to make a save. It's in the neutral zone. Colin Campbell, recent addition to this Red Star team. And Tuchilkin is pinching in the neutral zone, waiting for the pass. Now he comes back to his zone, and quick transition play developing for Kunlun. Campbell is in the slot area, tries to provide a screen. Now Sochi take control of the puck in the defensive territory. High forecheck for Red Star as they dump the puck in. No icing is going to be called on the play, so we're going to keep going. Approaching the 6-minute mark of the second period. Nice pass to Brandon Eep. Handles it pretty well to Zach Leslie. Back to Brandon Eep. And now back to the point. Really good cycling by the Dragons on this play. Clifford Puka was replacing Zach Leslie at the point. Zach Leslie is known to join the rushes like that. Nothing came out of this time, but Leslie already has a point, which looked very much like a goal initially, but then it was the marker was given to Cliff Pook. Tomasz Jurczyk picked up the secondary assist on that power play goal late in the first period. We get our first commercial break. As I mentioned earlier, Captain Brandon Eep already has set his career high in the K in points, but he's still not quite there in terms of goals. So his new career high in the K is 39 points, but he had a better season goal-wise a couple years back, scoring 21. He's 3 goals shy as it currently stands. And also, the next goal that Eep scores is going to put him, he's going to set a new franchise record for the oldest player to score for the Dragons. The record is currently held by Alexei Panikorovsky, a player known on both sides of the Atlantic. So that's something to look out for. As Sochi take a shot on net, it was your Alex. Sochi chipped the puck in, Leslie chip it out. And a 2-on-1 play developing for the Dragons. Corey Kane couldn't handle the puck and came really close to improving the lead to 4-0. And now Yegor Babenko trying to feed Dmitry Zavgorodny. Matvey Michkov playing it to the left wing. And Sochi Wildrop going for the stretch pass looking for Michkov. Couldn't connect, and Zach Leslie sends it around the rim for Tomasz Jurczyk. Tomasz Jurczyk puts it in the middle of the ice. But Parker Fu couldn't hold on to the puck, and now it's Michkov dropping the pass for Dmitry Zavgorodny, who takes the shot, and Smith is on top of his game once again. And the Dragons will skate out with it. Tomasz Jurczyk skates in over the blue line, dropping it off, skates to the back door, and the play dies out eventually. Zavgorodny dances his way over the blue line. Seen that a lot of times already in this young game. Now Smith with another save. Has it in his glove, and we're going to get a stoppage of play. Basically going to take place right outside the slot area. No scoring so far in the second period as we're approaching the halfway mark. And the Dragons are still in the lead, 3-0. The legacy they got from their great performance in their first period. Dmitry Utkin with Hafizov is out there. Hafizov began the game on the fourth line. We're seeing being promoted to the second, it would seem. Something we're going to have to keep a tab on. Nice in his goal in the play, and so a goal is back to the Dragons' territory. Devin Brosa will take the draw. Still out there with Zensen and Garrett Hunt, obviously. See some personal fans in the stands of Dmitry Utkin. Doesn't come as a shock to me personally. Really bright talent on this young Sochi team. And that's going to be a penalty in any league, any time. Easy call for the official to make as the puck goes over the glass and into the stands. Jake Chalers will go to the scene bin and feel shame for 2 minutes, as they said in the cult classic slap shot. Not sure if you're familiar with it. Sochi sent out their power play unit for the 3rd time. Have nothing to show for it so far. Parker Fu got the puck in the offensive territory. Kunlun won the battle, and now Parker Fu wins it back, or so it would seem, in the neutral zone. Popov plays it back to Morrow. Morrow, stretch pass into the middle of the ice, and now back to Kunlun. Kunlun is in the zone, chips it in front of Sergei Popov, and it's Kyle Wood who's going to attempt to clear it down the middle of the ice, through the middle, and it does. Maxim Tretia comes out to play it. Gives it to Morrow, who seems to be the go-to guy to begin every single rush on the power play for the Sochi team. Kunlun plays it to his left for Garayev, and he couldn't quite handle it, and no shot was taken. Popov at the half wall. Popov plays it to the area behind the net. Popov to Kunlun. He falls down. No call is going to be made, and Kunlun are going to skate out with it. 2-on-1 developing. Corey Kane, and it was just intercepted, just enough by Morrow to break up the play. And now Sochi dump the puck in all the way down the ice. Tretek will hold on to it, and with 36 seconds remaining on this power play opportunity for Sochi, it's the Dragons who will have an offensive zone face-off. Pretty decent kill for the Dragons so far. Joe Morrow remains on the ice. He has been on the ice for as long as this power play the Leopards had. Tretek, who plays in his 3rd game actually this season against the Leopards. No wins for him so far. As a matter of fact, Sochi have played 3 different goaltenders this season against the Dragons. No W's for either of them. Michkov calls for the puck, doesn't get it. Now a cross-seam pass might have happened, and now a shot taken from the slot. Mad scramble inside the blue paint, and the puck stays out. It's in the dying seconds of this power play for Sochi. Zavgorodny tried to take a quick shot. Now Chelis jumps out of the penalty box. Oddman rush developing for the Dragons. The Chilkin taking a shot, and it's stopped by Tretek. Goes up into the glass, but remains in play. With just over 9 minutes remaining to play in the second period. Sochi are 0 for 3 on the power play tonight. Captain Donat Stanlov is out there. Popov, one of the scoring leaders on Sochi, gives up the puck, and it's Kyle Wood who protects the puck in the corner and will attempt to skate out with it. He does, plays it to Zessen. Look good tonight. And already on the board. Sochi dump the puck in and go on the forecheck. Dmitry Utkin picks up the puck in the corner. For the one-timer, he passes it to. And it's blocked, but remains in place. Sochi still in possession in the offensive territory. Utkin with another shot, and it's not in the back of the net. I'm not sure if Smith had a touch on it or not. Sochi with some good cycling in the offensive zone, but can't keep the puck in the offensive territory and goes out of the blue line, and they will have to skate out to the neutral zone to begin once again. And now with a chance with a backhand shot, Tistov doesn't go for it. No shot is taken, and Sochi keep the puck in the offensive territory, trying to play it around the rim. And the Dragons get the possession and will skate out with it. Now Thomas Jurcho puts it to the middle of the ice. No man in red jerseys found there. Sochi, or rather Jurcho, with a stick lift to keep the play alive. And as Sochi changing on the fly, it's the Dragons who skate into the offensive territory. Now it goes the other way. Easy save made by Jeremy Smith there. I think it hit his shoulder and then came down to his glove. Got some extracurricular activities after the whistle as we get our second commercial break of the period. 7:26 remaining to play. And it's still 3-0 game. Donat Stalnov, new captain for Sochi. As I mentioned, it was Nikita Faktistov who started the season with the C on his chest back when former NHLer Andrei Nazarov was the head coach for Sochi. Now it's Sergei Svetlov, who just celebrated his 62nd birthday just a few days ago. Coach known for, or rather has a reputation for being the go-to guy when you got a young team or your team in trouble. Both things apply to Sochi this season. They've looked better as the season progressed. Got a huge W on home ice against no other but Metalurg from Magnitogorsk just recently, but then fell to Vitesse 3-2. And as I mentioned earlier, Sochi is on a 4-game streak of 1-goal games. They're down by 3 right now, but we should probably expect them to come out hard for the third period. Krashinsky dumps the puck in. Smith comes out to play it in the trapezoid to Kunlun. He's looking to intercept the pass. Puck remains in the zone for the Leopards. To Kunlun from Gretzky's office, looking for his teammate. Couldn't find anybody there. Now the Dragons struggle to get the puck out of the zone. They do. No icing is going to be made on the call. And now it's Joe Morrow. Krashinsky trying to put the puck on net with the backhand shot. The pass was intended for Zach Leslie, but didn't come to him. But at the very least, the Dragons dump the puck out, and they will try to make something happen on the forecheck. Tachilkin grabs the puck in the neutral zone, plays it back to his defensive territory. Nice little play by the Dragons, and they dub the puck in. Tachilkin wins the battle for the puck. Centers it for Tyler Wong, but it was intercepted just in the nick of time. Drive chasing the puck in the offensive territory. Hard battle for the puck at the boards. Goes into the corner. Laverde, nice little play to Zach Leslie, who's harassed by 2 forecheckers. Corey Kane loses the battle to Sergei Popov. Popov puts the puck on net and gets blocked. Popov is back with it. Nice little play by Amir Kuraev between the legs, right through the paint to the slot. Didn't quite work out. Corey Kane against Nikolaev. Both of them fall down on their knees in the corner. The puck remains in the offensive territory. Hard blast on net, and it gets blocked in front. Never made its way to Jeremy Smith. Corey Kane, no speed, trying to stick handle past Sergei Popov, who's out of gas and goes back to his bench for a change. Corey Kane plays it around the rim, and it goes all the way down the ice, so Kyle Wood has to chase it. Now the successive forecheck by the Leopards. The puck squirts out to the neutral zone, and the Leopards will have to start once again. It's a no man's territory as Summerby picks it up in the neutral zone. Puts it down the right wing. And Clifford Prue engages in battle. Sochi trying to come out to exit the zone. They do so with the stretch pass. Skate down the left wing with it. Taking a shot. It's closed on the short side by Jeremy Smith. No opening there. Just over 4 minutes remaining to play in the second frame. Kyle Wood with the puck, taking a shot, and it's, I believe, off the mask of Maxim Tretiak. And now it goes the other way, down the left wing. Sochi with the speed, trying to get to the slot. Might have looked like it was there was a slash in there. No call is made on the play, and Kyle Wood plays it to Tyler, or rather to Zessen. Zessen to Devin Broso. A return pass doesn't work. Zessen goes down on the ice. It's still no penalties called on the play. Sochi to Faktistev. Faktistev dumps the puck in. He's tied for second on Sochi in points, but has been tied for 8 games in a row. Both teams are changing on the fly. Fourth line comes off for the Dragons. Garrett Hunt is out there in the neutral zone. Stretch pass attempt is made, but doesn't quite work. Lockhart sends it down into the corner. Garrett Hunt will battle for it. Thomas Yurcho. Interesting line combination for the Dragons as Garrett Hunt finds himself on the top line on this shift. Hunt wins it for Yurcho. Yurcho attempted a shot from behind the goal line, looking to bank it in, but didn't get it on net or anywhere close. And we get our stoppage of play. Faceoff will take place in Sochi's territory. 2:53 to go in the second. Still 3-0 Dragons. Artem Nikolaev makes his way onto the ice. Along with Brandon Gormley, Yuri Alexandrov, Amir Guraev, and Sergei Popov. Parker Fu is out there for the Dragons. Has 4 goals in 3 games against Sochi this season. Still looking for his first tonight. Trying to jam it in from the slot, and it stays out, but he keeps scrambling at it. At the hash marks. Popov keeps the play alive. Nikolaev tries to dangle his way past 4 defensemen. Shot taken wide of the net by Sergei Popov. What a chance wasted. Quick little play made by the Leopards. And Sergei Popov might have had, or rather Amir Guraev, it would seem, might have had the best chance for Sochi all night. It was Brandon Gormley who was set up by Guraev, but he sent it wide of the net. But at the very least, they get an offensive zone face-off, and they take it. Shot wide of the net. Sochi will keep possession. Michkov plays it to the point. Another shot attempt is made, goes wide of the net, and the Dragons will clear it out. Michkov to Babenko, back to Michkov, back to Babenko. He's harassed by 2 men in red, and he tries to play it to the point, and they can't keep it in. So Tyler Wan will pick it up in his defensive territory. Plays it to Kyle Wood. Wood to Summerby. Up the middle of the ice. Back to Tyler Wan. Tries to play it to the hash marks for Colin Campbell. Doesn't work. Chelis is out there, along with Tachilkin. D to D. Dragons have it at the right wing. Chelis with the puck at midpoint. Looking at his options. Plays it along the blue line. Chelis. Tyler Wan now battles for it in the slot, and save made by Maxim Tretiak, who will hold on and cause a stoppage of play. Just over a minute remaining to play in the second period. Still 3-0 Dragons. And they will get an offensive zone face-off. Great chance for a setup play. Captain Brandon Eep with Cliff Fu out there on the ice with Corey Kane. And against them is Dmitry Utkin with Nikita Faktistov. Utkin takes the draw, and looks like we're going to have a penalty on the play. Or rather, the draw will have to be retaken. Linesman apologizes for the stoppage of play. And Khalif Poo will get another chance to try to get even with Dmitry Utkin. And he does. Sochi almost had possession of the puck, and they will unintentionally clear it the way down the ice. And now the Dragons starting the new rush. Khalif Poo in over the blue line, tried to play it to Brandon Eep, and there's going to be a penalty call on the play. Once again, the Dragons pick up a minor in the last minute of a period. With 55 seconds to go, it's going to be another tripping call made against the Dragons. And this time it's Khalif Poo who gets the deuce. Not a great night at all for Sochi's power play unit. Have nothing to show for it so far. Had their chances. Still nothing on the scoreboard. Joe Morrow with a hard drive from midpoint, and it ends up on top of the net. No whistle is made, so the puck remains in play. And now Popov with a chance. It comes off the post and remains in play. Just a couple of really unlucky plays for Sochi, and the Dragons will clear it out. Parker Fu with a nice turn, and he's still in possession. Might have killed off a good 10 to 15 seconds there with this tremendous effort. Summerbeer clears the puck down the ice, or at least attempted to do that. Popov plays it to Amir Gurayev, and Chelos will clear it out. Tretak leaves it for Joe Morrow. Morrow keeps his head up, plays it to the neutral zone. And as the horn goes, Sochi attempt one last shot. Doesn't go in, and after 40 minutes of play, we have the same thing on the scoreboard as we had after 20 minutes of play, which is 3-0 Dragons. No scoring in the second period. Lots of power play attempts for Sochi. None of them worked. But the Leopards will begin the third stanza once again with the man advantage. Amir Gurayev seems to be in some trouble on the bench. Something might have happened behind the play there. Nothing really to report on the second period, to be quite honest with you. Several decent scoring chances for Sochi, especially in the last minute of play there. But Jeremy Smith is still carrying the donut. Smith has posted a .960 against Sochi in 3 games this regular season, and he's keeping a perfect record so far. And the Dragons will carry a 3-0 lead into the third frame. Take another look at what we saw in the second period. It began with a power play for Sochi. Morrow and Michkov with a couple of shot attempts. Nothing goes by Jeremy Smith. That's scramble on display here. Smith really had to dive nose in to keep it out. Quick reminder that Maxim Tretak replaced Mikhail Berdin in goal for Sochi before the second period. The Leopards really picked up the pace in the second frame, which seems to be causing Dragons quite a few trouble. But they were able to fight it off so far. And as it currently stands, Sochi had 32 shot attempts in the second period alone. 15 shots made it to the net. So it's 15-9 in the shot department, shot on goal department rather, for Sochi in the second frame. Overall, Kunlun still lead it to 27-24. Most importantly, they lead 3-0 in goals scored. Something to look out for in the third frame, as already said. Sochi have been proven to be quite decent recently in third period. The last game against Vitas, they were down 3-0, scored 2 goals in the third period, almost for Sochi. And Sergei Popov still has an ongoing point streak. He has picked up at least 1 point in the past 4 games in the final 10 minutes of regulation. Talk about the closer. So don't go anywhere. We still have a lot of stuff ahead of us. Still lots of hockey to be played in the third frame. And don't say for nothing that a 3-0 lead is the most dangerous lead in hockey. We'll see if that proves to be the case tonight. But right now, Sochi are down by 3, and they have 20 minutes to make up for it.
Первый. Или 2001 раз. Отдыхаем. Или на пределе. В случайной компании. Или среди своих. Смотрите матчи КХЛ на любом устройстве в приложении Wing от Ростелекома. Игра там, где ты. Ростелеком.
В мобильном телефоне можно следить не только за любимой командой, но и за своим здоровьем. Выбрать удобную клинику, пожалуйста. Записаться на прием легко. Получить онлайн-консультацию врача когда угодно. Нужна медкарта всегда под рукой. Мобильное приложение Сагас – современный способ заботы о здоровье.
Безграничное погружение в контент. В глубину цвета. В магию звука. Хайр. Техника, вдохновленная жизнью. Это прекрасное чувство. Вы, ваш автомобиль и километры живописного пути впереди. И кажется, все под контролем на 100%. Но никогда не предугадать, что ждет за поворотом. Ежедневно мы анализируем большое количество данных, чтобы предлагать персональные условия по ОСАГО для вашего комфортного пути и наслаждения каждой поездкой. Сагас. Страховая группа для всей страны.
Welcome back to Matishi. We're here for Kunlun Red Star and Sochi game. The Dragons scored 3 unanswered goals in the opening period, and that's still all we got for you after 40 minutes of play. The Leopards will be officially out of the playoff picture for good this season if they lose tonight. To avoid that, they would need to score at least 3 times in the remaining 20 minutes of regulation. Good news, they will begin the frame with a power play, 65 seconds of it. Bad news is that's their 4th power play attempt of the night, and they have nothing to show for it so far. Maxim Tretiak replaced Mikhail Berdin in goal prior to the second period. Has been perfect so far. No goals allowed. Stopped all 9 shots he faced in the second period. Sergei Popov is on a 4-game point streak, and he's got all of those 4 points in the last 10 minutes of regulation. It looks like he's feeling it. Cliff Poom is going to be in the box to start the period for the Dragons. Amir Guraev is out there for the Leopards. He's one of the top scorers when it comes to Kunlun Red Star. But as it currently stands, the Leopards are unable to score on Sochi for 5 straight periods. Last time the two met was back in December on the 23rd, and the Dragons took it with a 3-0 decision. This is the game number 4 out of 6 between the two. This regular season, they will meet 2 more times before the regular season expires. Which is something the Dragons should be looking for, given their record against the Sochi team. Dragons dump the puck out to begin the third period. Nikolaev plays it to Guraev. Guraev shields the puck, plays it to the point for John Morrow. Morrow to the half wall, and shot taken by Guraev, but doesn't go in. John Morrow at the midpoint, fake shot, and passes it to Nikolaev, who tries to go across the seam. To Kunlun keeps the play alive. John Morrow at the midpoint. Plays it to the half wall to Artem Nikolaev, and a shot taken from on top of the circle. And Jeremy Smith has to come up big. Guraev with the puck. Leaves it for Kunlun. Kunlun plays it to John Morrow. Morrow for the one-timer. And it goes wide of the net. Still remains in the offensive territory for Sochi. Kunlun looking for a pass and lay. Whiffs on the pass to John Morrow. Now goes for the skate. Kunlun, the birthday boy. And now Clifford Poo jumps out of the penalty box. So Sochi off 0 for 4 on the power play tonight. Kunlun with the shot, and Jeremy Smith has to make a huge stop with the blocker. Now Sergei Popov with a backhand shot through the middle of the ice. Summerby plays it to the middle of the ice for Cliff Poo, as both teams are changing on the fly. And time is ticking down on the Leopards. Season on the line as Matvey Michkov is exiting the zone. Brandon Gormley dumps the puck in, but Sochi can't touch it in there. The play is going to be stopped for offside. Tyler Wan, former Lethbridge Hurricane, across the ice, and Dragons are caught offside. As we're just under 2 minutes into the third frame. Still 3-0 Dragons. Huge W for them it's going to be if they can hold on to the lead. 15 games remaining in the regular season, including this one. 12 points out of the playoff picture as it currently stands. 20 points over Sochi. That's a mind-boggling stat. Dragons dump the puck in. They're going to get called offside if they touch it up. Colin Campbell is on the ice there. Zach Lasley gets his opponent to the outside, forcing them to make a play to the point. Point shot is taken, but it's stopped by Jeremy Smith. Now Maxim Tretiak. No icing is made on the play. Looks like Tretiak thought it was going to be stopped there for a second. Sochi in over the blue line. Kunlun skates to the slot. There's nobody at the point, so they have to play it into the corner. Corey Kane to Cliff Poo. And Cliff Poo will attempt to exit the zone himself. It's in the neutral zone. And now Corey Kane was taking a shot, didn't get it on net. Ryan Sproul with a chance to take a shot. Doesn't go for it. And now it's rookie Dmitry Utkin who plays it to the half wall. Sproul takes a shot, goes wide of the net, remains in the offensive territory for the Dragons. Cliff Poo is hunched over because he's been there for a very long time looking for a change, but Chalos gives up the puck down low. Backhand shot goes wide of the net. Great chance by the man in white there, and now the puck goes up into the netting on Timur Hafizov's shot. And the draw will take place inside Dragons territory. Decent chance by Hafizov as Chalos gave up the puck in the face-off circle. Huge draw for Sochi early in the third. Guraev wins it for Nikolaev. Battle for the puck at the half wall, and the Dragons will clear it out. Parker Fu is chasing the puck, forcing the Leopards to dump it out, and no icing is going to be called on the play. Sochi on the forecheck. Sergei Popov surrounded by players in red jerseys. Popov taking a shot, and what a save by Jeremy Smith. Didn't stop the play though. And the clock keeps on ticking. Just over 4 minutes played in the third period. Sochi with a couple of great chances to start it off. And now Kyle Wood at the right wing. No speed, but he makes it to the red line and dumps it in. Colin Campbell battles for the puck in the corner, surrounded by 3 opponents. Kyle Wood goes for a wrist shot. It makes it on net. But Maxim Tretek gets in the way. Battle for the puck in the neutral zone. Sochi come out on top, whiffing on the shot there, and now Kyle Wood tries to chip it into the neutral zone. He does. Didn't quite make it to Tyler Wong. Kyle Wood is back in possession, goes D to D in his defensive territory. Back to Wood. A lot of time and ice in front of him. Dragons put it into the zone and go for the line change. Devin Brasso. Out there was Garrett Hunt. And Zessen. He picked up his first career assist tonight. Chelios is chasing the puck in the offensive territory. Force line has really been the energy line for the Dragons tonight. Ryan Sproul plays it to the left wing. And now Chelios makes a bad play. 2-on-1 developing for Sochi, and they can't make anything out of it. Zessen carries the puck through the neutral zone, plays it to his left. And now Chelios taking a shot. Tretek makes a save. It's behind the net now. Zessen battles for it along with Garrett Hunt. Hunt comes up on top in the corner, beating Brennan Gormley. Zessen plays it to the half wall. And now Devin Brasso tries to snap his second of the night. Goes between the pads instead. And Maxim Tretek makes a huge save. Donat Stalnov, captain, clears the puck to the neutral zone as Sochi were changing on the fly. And now the Dragons will start the new rush. Khalif Poo chips it ahead of himself, goes into the corner, plays it to the slot, and they take a shot from the slot and keep possession of the puck. And now it's in Gretzky's office. Khalif Poo calls for the puck in the slot. It goes back to the point, remains in the offensive territory. Point shot is taken, and Maxim Tretek covers it up in the blue paint. Still a 3-0 game. $13:25 is displayed on the Jumbotron here in Matishi. Time is not a friend for Sochi in this third period. Still a die situation for the Leopards. Lose tonight and they out of the playoffs officially. Hardly comes as a shock, to be honest, given their record this regular season. The Leopards updated a losing streak record, losing 21 in a row. A mind-boggling start, really. But 4 of the last games were one-goal decisions. They're down by 3 right now, but they keep getting their chances. If it wasn't for Jeremy Smith between the pipes for the Dragons, it would have been a different story. Khalif Poo is going to take the drop for the Dragons in the offensive zone. Corey Kane is out there with him. And the Dragons take it. Laverde sends it around the rim. Khalif Poo battles for it behind the net. Comes all the way back to the other point. Khalif Poo keeps the play alive. The Dragons on the cycle. Corey Kane tries to feed Poo in the slot, doesn't work, and now it goes the other way. Sochi dumped the puck in. Nikita Faktistov with Timur Hafizov are out there for the Leopards. Can't create anything, and the Dragons will now skate in over the blue line. Captain Brandon Eve with a toe drag and a shot right in the midsection of Maxim Tretek. And he's going to hold on for another draw in the offensive territory for the Dragons. Brandon Eve still looking for his first point in 4 games. Has been quiet, really. Earlier this season, he was on a 9-game point streak. Obviously, a franchise all-time record. He was also on a 6-game point streak during the stretch, setting a record for players above 37 in the league. A record previously set by no other but Jaromir Jagr. But back to action, Tomasz Jurčo with a lot of wide eyes in front of him, feeds it to the back door, and they score again. It goes off the leg, I believe. Doesn't matter now. I think it's going to be credited to Parker Fu, and it's going to be 4-0 Red Star. He's done it again. 4 games, 5 goals for Parker Fu against Sochi this season. And the game is essentially over at this point. Let's take another look at it. Tomasz Jurčo sees everything he needs to see at the back door. It doesn't go off the leg, it goes off the stick, so it's a legal play, obviously. And Parker Fu, he's on the board. I told you to look out for him. Less than 12.5 minutes remaining to play in the third period. And if that doesn't get the wind out of the sails of Sochi, would you be surprised? Campbell chasing the puck in the offensive territory. Staples Brandon Gormley to the boards. The Dragons are really active on this forecheck. Sochi are able to come out of the zone, and they get caught offside.
Scored by number 22, Parker Fu, assisted by number 37, Zach Leslie, number 92, Tomasz Jurčo.
Zach Leslie with another assist, as Tomasz Jurčo. And Parker Fu celebrates his 13th goal of the season. Still second on Kunlun in goal scoring department. Second to only, or rather the one and only, Brandon Yip. The Dragons switch to a 1-3-1 formation. Obviously looking to hold on to the lead and kill as much time as they possibly can. Just 11.5 minutes away from a W on home ice, which would be their third W in the past 5 games. And after this, Sochi, or rather Red Star, will face Vitas, Dynamo Minsk, Spartak, and Dynamo Minsk again. The direct competition for a playoff spot this season. So the Dragons are not quite out of the picture yet. Maybe not a playoff favorite, but if they play their cards right, who knows? Brandon Yip gives it to Clifford Pooh. He picks up some steam and gets into the zone. Loses possession of the puck, and Sochi tried to create a quick transition play here. Hafizov plays it to the middle of the ice, and it's going to be another penalty called on the Dragons as Faktistov goes down. And that's going to be Sochi's 5th attempt of the night. Nothing to show for any of them as of yet. Something needs to change for the Leopards if they want to stay in the game. Time is ticking away, and they have not a single goal on the board with season on the line. Corey Kane gets a minor. Amir Guraev is going to take the draw, and it's Lucas Lockhart who comes up with a win. And Kyle Wood will clear it all the way down the other end of the ice for Joe Morrow to pick it up in his defensive zone, and Joe Morrow is going to begin the new offensive rush for the Leopards. Couple of drop passes for the Leopards to begin the play. Sergei Popov dances his way to the hash marks and goes down. No whistle is made this time. Dragons are able to flip the puck in the neutral zone. Sergei Popov in possession in the offensive end. Plays it to Joe Morrow, who puts it on net. It's in the skates of Sergei Popov. He takes a shot wide of the net. Rebound, and Artem Nikolaev couldn't cash in on that one. Kyle Wolf battles for the puck. It comes out to the point. Morrow puts it on net. Deflection. Amir Garaev was looking for the rebound. Nothing goes past Jeremy Smith tonight. The Dragons eat up half of the power play. And Joe Morrow once again skates back to his defensive end to start a new offensive rush for the Leopards. They gain the zone. Passing it to the left wing for Dmitry Zavgorodny. Zavgorodny with his head up plays it back to the point to Brandon Gormley. Matvey Michkov at the half wall. He's looking, searching, making a cross-seam pass, and it almost made it through. But now Brandon Gormley is going to have to corral the puck in his defensive end. Escape through the neutral zone, put it in the offensive end for Matvey Michkov to battle for it, but that wasn't enough. Devin Brusov looking for his second of the night and doesn't quite get it. Maxim Tretiak with another huge save. If anything, he has nothing to blame himself for tonight. He's been perfect. Igor Babenko battles for the puck and comes out back into the neutral zone. Matvey Michkov plays it to the middle of the ice. It comes back into the neutral zone, and Sochi will have to skate out as Corey King comes back out of the penalty box. Michkov in possession, finds a teammate on open ice. Shot taken, and glass is hit and goes out of play. Sochi come up empty on their 5th power play attempt of the night as we hit another commercial break.
Дорогие болельщики, билеты на все домашние матчи хоккейного клуба Куньлунь вы можете приобрести на сайте www.krs-tickets.ru. До встречи на арене.
Just 8 minutes and 17 seconds remaining to play in the third period. Sochi need 4 to keep their playoff hopes alive. And they haven't got a single one. Zach Leslie has a couple of points tonight. Talking it over with Tyler Wong. As the teams get ready for a face-off in the Dragons' territory. Colin Campbell is at the dot and is going to win it. Laverde with a diagonal pass to speed in Tyler Wong. Leslie keeps it in the neutral zone. Sochi will try to break into the zone once again, and they do. Point shot goes wide of the net. They're going to keep it in the offensive territory. Novikov with a spinorama move. Didn't have enough speed to keep the play alive, but the puck is still in the offensive territory for Sochi, and they're going to play give and go. Short side shot. Jeremy Smith doesn't have it, and they jam it in from the blue panes. Jeremy Smith will not have a shutout tonight. With 7 minutes and 38 seconds, Sochi are finally on the board. And it's the Rook who has it, Dmitry Utkin. Smith had a piece of their original shot, but couldn't hold on to the puck. As it falls down to his pad area, and Utkin has the quickest hands in the blue paint. 4-1. But it's not going to be enough. They still need 3 more. One way to look at it is that they're 3 shots away from forcing OT. The other way to look at it, they have to throw them past Jeremy Smith, who up until a few moments ago has been perfect. Fourth line is out there for the Dragons with Devin Broso, Garrett Hunt, and Zesson. Hard hit by Devin Brosso in the corner. They play it back to the point for Kyle Wood. Wood puts it on net, and it's in the glove of Maxim Trekia. Never a bad shift when you send out your force line out there and they earn you an offensive zone face-off after a center ice face-off. And Greg Ireland is going to keep his force line out there. Captain Danat Stalnov loses the draw to Devin Brosso, but Sochi come up with the puck right after that to Nil and puts it into the offensive zone. Smith plays it back into the back in the trapezoid. Hunt battles for the puck at the boards. Quick pass in front, and it's intercepted by the Dragons, who will skate out with it into the neutral zone. Oddman rush developing for the force line. We're still out there. Garrett Hunt. Quick pass to the slot. Doesn't quite work. Sochi chip it out into the neutral zone, and they're going to change on the fly with 6:40 to go in the third period. Parker Fu tried to exit the zone. Didn't quite work out, but at least the puck squirted out into the offensive territory for the Dragons. Sochi coming into the zone with the speed. Popov with the head in the corner, and looks like we're going to have a stoppage of play as Lucas Lockhart is slow to get up. Lockhart is still on just one knee, and now he gets up. Gets a few claps from the stands. The ref just told to the Dragons bench to keep it moving, and we get some activity before the draw. Garrett Hunt is right there in the mix, obviously. Joshing it out with Sergei Popov, who played in Canada for quite a few years, so it doesn't really surprise me that exchange can be made in terms of everyone understand. Hunt remains on the ice, chases the puck into the corner, but it's going to be called icing on the Dragons, and the play will come back inside Dragons territory. There's just over 6 minutes remaining on the clock in the third period, and it's not over yet. Hunt keeps exchanging words and blows now. That's quite a turn of events. Tablet is out. And that's what they're looking at. Devin Brosso might get a 5-minute major for spearing on the play. I believe that's what is being investigated right now. And if that's going to be the case, that's going to be huge for Sochi. 5-minute major with 6:07 to go in the third. And the Leopards 3 goes down. At least it looks promising on paper for the Leopards, but they have they're 0 for 5 on a power play tonight. So if that is going to come into existence, it's not really a clear indicator that Sochi may get a chance to come back into the game. Now the officials go to the officials' room to take even a closer look at that. Now down on the screen, Devin Broso. Is that a spear in the back of Sergei Popov? It certainly looked that way. And now there's another slash. Not sure if it's a 5-minute major worthy, but we're gonna get our verdict right now. Let's see what we got. Wow. So it's going to be a 5-minute major and a game for Devin Broso for spearing. And another minor has been assessed to the Dragons. So that means that Sochi will get a 2-man advantage for the full two minutes. And even after it's over, they will remain on a power play for pretty much most of the time that is left. Well, if you wanted to get your chance to get back to the game, that's it. Season on the line, you get a 2-man advantage for the full 2 minutes. And you get a long 5-minute power play on top of that. Wow. So now obviously the Leopards sent out their best man available, who just got a long rest. Looks like it's not going to be a 2-minute major after all. Dragons set out 4 guys out there. So it looks like it's just going to be a 5-minute major. Not a 2-man advantage. Still pretty good for Sochi. Looks like it was Devin Broso who was assessed the minor penalty as well. So either way, Sochi have a long 5-minute power play. Devin Broso got the 5-minute major and the game and the minor. That's the verdict. Igor Babenko with the puck at the left wing, skates down to the corner, plays it back to Joe Morrow, or rather Brandon Gorbley. Zavgorodny with a couple of dangles, gives it to Sergei Popov. He shoots it straight at Jeremy Smith, who will hold on, and with 5:23 remaining on the clock, 4:16 remains on Sochi's power play. And they need to get hot right now. Garaev is at the dot with Colin Campbell. Campbell wins it. Chelos tries to clear the puck around the rim. It doesn't quite work, but it's going to be chased by Colin Campbell in the offensive territory for the Dragons. He's all alone down there. Doesn't need to score anymore. They just need to hold on for 5 more minutes. Wood with a clearing attempt, doesn't work. Garaev plays it to Sergei Popov, who plays it to Joe Morrow, to Fakhtistov at the half wall, back to Joe Morrow at the point for the one-timer, or it was actually faked one-timer. Cross-ice seam pass attempt was made, but didn't quite work. Now Colin Campbell, not even going to attempt to get to the net. He just chips it into the zone and goes for the line change. .420 remaining to play in regulation, let's put it this way, as Sochi gained the zone. Dmitry Zavgorodny slams on his brakes, gives it to Brandon Gormley. Gormley to the right wing, back to Gormley at midpoint. Now Igor Babenko, wrist shot, and Jeremy Smith makes another save, and the Dragons clear it out. 4 minutes remaining to play in the third period. Tomasz Jurcic is out there for the Dragons. Along with him, Vincent Laverda. Michkov plays it to the half wall, back to Michkov, back to the point, and it's gonna come just out of the offensive territory for Sochi, so they're gonna have to reset. Michkov chips it into the zone. Back to Michkov. He's at the point, gives it to Babenko. Babenko with another wrister, and another pad save is made by Jeremy Smith. Donat Stalnov loses it to Kyle Wood, and the Dragons will attempt to clear it. Inoffensive way, in fact. Wraparound attempt, almost made. Kyle Wood calls for the puck in the neutral zone, gets it inside his own blue line, and chips it back out, killing as much time as they possibly can. 2 minutes remaining on this power play for Sochi. And 3 minutes is remaining to play in regulation. And now Lucas Lockhart with another breakaway chance. Barrels down on that, shoots, scores! With 2:50 on the clock, Lucas Lockhart closes it out. He had his chance in the opening period on the penalty shot. Couldn't convert on it. Does it in the third period when it mattered the most. Excellent breakaway finish by Lucas Lockhart, a former Seattle Thunderbird captain. Beats Maxim Tretek glove side, making it 5-1 for Kunlun Red Star. And with 2:50 on the clock, this game is all but over. On the bright side, if there is any for the Leopards, they still have power play for 103 seconds. Chelios with a clearing attempt, and it goes down the end of the ice for Maxim Tretek to stop it behind the net. Gormley drops it for Matei Michkov. Matei Michkov with a nice dangle. Dances his way into the zone. Nice edge walk by Matei Michkov there. Gormley plays it to Igor Babenko. Babenko is looking for a shot or a passing late. Couldn't find anything. Now he puts it on net, and looks like he was trying to beat Jeremy Smith between the wickets. Didn't go there. And the Dragons clear the puck once again. Just over 2 minutes remaining to play in the third period. Matei Michkov gains the zone, drops it for Igor Babenko to the midpoint, and Clive Poo will try to skate away with it. Or rather, it was once again German Tuchilkin. It's really hard to tell the two apart from my standpoint. Tuchilkin clears the puck down the rim, and it goes all the way down the ice. 90 seconds remaining to play in the third period. And 20 seconds remains on this power play for Sochi. If they're not going to score in it, they're going to be 0 for 6. Not only going to be 0 for 6, they already have allowed a shorty, and it could have been way worse if Lucas Lockhart converted on his breakaway attempt and a penalty shot late in the first period. Amir Garayev sees eye to eye with Lucas Lockhart, and it's Lockhart who comes out on top, and the Dragons will clear it down the length of the ice once again. 5 seconds remains on the power play for Sochi. Garayev dumps it into the zone. Zach Leslie loses the battle. Now Popov with a chance to shoot it, and he does, and misses the net. Rebound attempt, and Jeremy Smith has it covered up. Less than a minute remains to play in regulation. First, the boy Arthur Kunlun was looking to make it 5-2. But Jeremy Smith said no. It's safe to say that Sochi are not going to force OT in this one, which means they're going to lose it and lose their last shred of hope, if they even had any coming into this one, of making the playoffs this season. Definitely a regular season the Leopards would want to forget all about. Jeremy Smith has a piece of it, and that almost dropped into the net after Dmitry Zavgorodny took a wrister. Zavgorodny still battles for the puck in the corner. Babenko plays it to Zavgorodny. Back to the point it goes, and no icing is going to be called on the play, as it was, I believe, Zavgorodny who tried to play it to the point, and Brandon Gormley couldn't keep it in the offensive zone. No ice, or rather, icing will be called on this play. Just a little late with the decision. 28.6 seconds remaining to play in this bout, which means that the Dragons are going to be 4 for 4 against Sochi this season, with 2 more games ahead of them. Huge W for Greg Ireland's side. 3 W's in 5 games at the crucial stretch of the season. And their playoff hopes are very much alive after this one. Summerby trying to fight it off. Michkov tries to go for the Michigan. Cheeky move, but it doesn't work. And with 3, 2, and 1 seconds remaining to play, the buzzer goes. And that is official. Sochi will miss the playoffs once again this year. The Dragons are very much in the playoff mix, with 14 games remaining on the schedule for them. 1-1 is the score in the third period, but 5-1 is the final score. It's a great night to be a Kunlun fan, that's for sure. Handshake at the middle of the ice. Men in red have their hopes up, and Men in white will certainly not have an easy night tonight going back to their hotel. And with that, we're going to close it out. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Andrea Sachenko. I sure hope you enjoyed the broadcast tonight. And I'll see you back out there at some rink or another. Take care.
Представьте, что вы держите в руках.